Just so you know, Daft Monks is half talk show, half actual play campaign that features adult language and topics. Viewer discretion is advised.
Let's get to it. Yeah.
Hello and welcome to the Daft Monks podcast. Hey, Nate.
Hey there, ho there, Nate. How are you?
I am fantastic. How are you doing on this evening, 1 week from last recording?
Listeners, if you can't tell, they had a hard time with the mic check today.
Yes, apparently I have a community computer instead of it just being my computer. And the funny thing is I leave all my audio stuff out. That way I don't have to constantly reset it up. And everybody else thinks it's a big toy over here, apparently. This morning, my headset was thrown on the ground and my audio box was almost on the floor. So I'm like, that's fucking fantastic. Children.
I just imagine, like the old time like phone operators, like just like unplug things and plug them in the different holes. I just imagine like Roscoe doing that with like different equipment.
He's probably like, I'm gonna fix it. Like, it's not broken. Don't fucking fix it.
Maybe one day you will get your own office. I mean, Nate, I haven't announced yet, but I look like I am purchasing a second home soon. And I'm making sure I have enough bedrooms to have an office this time.
What? Are you going to get one of those fancy catwalks installed in the house? That way they can be like on the ceiling?
Oh, when you say catwalk, I immediately thought like a model walks a catwalk.
Oh, no,
like,
no.
You think we're that gay that we're going to install a catwalk in my home, Nate?
You know David, maybe.
No, yeah, we see that. I've seen like really cool Mario Brother like theme ones, which is really cool. But just affording this house, it's going to be a gorgeous house, Nate. Nothing is going to be in it. Like, there's not going to be a lot of furniture. It's like 2 floors. It's got 4 bedrooms upstairs with like the owner's suite.
Oh, dang.
And then downstairs, a nice big open floor plan of a nice square that's like the dining room, the kitchen, and the living room, like a nice, huge space. I was like determined that I was being such a diva, Nate, because we were looking at different floor plans, like lots of cheaper ones or lots of ones that still gave us bedrooms, but were 1 floor. But they all had like, they were long. So it was like the living room was after the dining room was after the kitchen, and the living room was after the dining room. And I was like, I don't want a fucking long room. I want a big square. Like, I want it to feel like just a giant fucking space. And the long ones, it almost feels like you're on like a hallway.
Right. And you know who has hallways? Fucking horror movies. Like, you don't want any hallways. Trust me. My trailer is 1 long hallway. Is it in a neighborhood or by itself?
That's a neighborhood. It's a hall. It's all just, it's a neighborhood of those like building models. So I don't know if you know this, Nate. I don't know if it was always like this, but so during COVID, builders got effed because they just ran the fuck out of supplies. So I think builders took a huge hit during COVID for a while.
Right.
And now it's like, here's more floor plans, but you're picking one of these homes and that's basically the home you're gonna get.
Oh, yeah.
What I'm seeing is a lot of builders are kind of reducing the amount of customization and more like, all right, this is like more options where you're picking one of these 6 homes and that's what you fucking get. Deal with it. And you can do some of the basics like pick out the color of the cabinets and the floors, but like the level of customization you saw like prior to COVID seems less available, at least in my city.
Right. It's probably the same everywhere. They're like, do you want cabinets? Okay, because that's what you're getting, so just pick a color and we're just going to paint it.
Exactly. It's like we're at this point, like every kitchen is using this.
Right. I think Megan's sister like got a pool and they were out for a whole fucking year waiting on shit for that pool because of COVID. So they just had a huge hole in their backyard for a year.
Like, gross. Would you ever want a pool, Nate? Like, especially being Nevada, Arizona. I've always been kind of like, they're actually a lot of effort from what I've heard of people like growing up. Like getting the chemicals right, uncovering them, covering them, cleaning them, like filters.
Right.
So would you ever consider a pool? Like,
Fuck if it was... no, that's way too much work. And then you hire a pool guy and now you're running into the risk of the pool guy trying to bang your significant other.
I don't have that risk.
Tale as old as time.
I don't got that risk, Nate.
You don't know. Now you live in the city. It could be some hot, chiseled guy showing up and David's inside.
For a couple more months, but then I'm going to be in farmland and the options are fewer.
They still go out there. Those blue-collar guys will go anywhere.
Fun fact, Nate, I'm working out of my bedroom. Like, literally, people are like, oh, that's cool shit in the background. I'm like, it's not supposed to be, but like, that's where I am.
Not very professional for a professional.
Nope. I mean, I can blur the background, but I'm not that kind of guy. Like, I refuse to blur my background. I'm like, you either see everything or nothing.
You stand up, you got no pants on. Anything, you're like, oh, this is my house.
I'm already standing up. I did get a standing desk with like the little like button that goes like up and down.
Ooh, for ergonomics.
Yeah, just I don't know. Like I definitely don't stand all day every day by any means. I usually do like a couple of calls standing up, and then when I'm not on calls, I go sit down like the couch. So I like mix it up, but it's better than sitting all day. Your body just feels.
Yeah, if I sit down for too long, my body will just seize up like I have rigor mortis. And then it's like, oh, I guess we're dying now. You stopped moving for an hour, so I guess we're just going to call it quits.
I love it's a very specific story you shared last episode where your character, wink, wink, has to put his wallet in his front pocket because he can't. It upsets his sciatic nerve if it's back. I'm like, that's a really specific detail for our character.
These characters are us, okay? I'm making it as real as possible.
They were so real that listeners, I had to ask Nate, I'm like, do you actually wake up to gunshots? It's like, I don't know, Pahrump could be a wild town.
It is a wild town, but no gunshots yet. Maybe the occasional homeless guy scurrying out in the street. But one time it was really weird. Like, there's a guy apparently who drives around my neighborhood. Now, eventually you'll see my neighborhood, Nate, but it's just separate homes on their own acres of land. So there's a pretty good distance. But apparently he drives around at 3 a.m. when I'm heading to work and tests out everybody's driveway. Luckily, I have a automatic gate that blocks him. But everybody else, like, I'm watching this dude, like, he pulled and then stopped and saw my gate and then backed up and then went to the next door lady, drove in her driveway, and then came back out and then
like
went to the next house.
Around, or
No, he went to the next house and did the exact same fucking thing. I don't know what was going on in his head.
Was he trying to steal packages or something?
Ooh, he could have been. But at 3 a.m, like, this is
that's
a
lot
weird
of effort.
time. Yeah. It was the weirdest. I thought he was like lost looking for a house, but no, he did it to just every house going down. And I'm like, geez, what's up with this dude? You know, like, really weird thing.
I wonder if it's the same guy who, growing up, me and my friend used to walk and get donuts. Probably told you the story already, but we went to get donuts at like 4 a.m. That's when its shop opened, kind of like a religious thing. And we were walking, and some car pulled up slow to us and then rolled down the window, and it looked like the Mr. Sixer from Six Flags. Looked just like him from my memory. I swear to goodness, Nate. And he was like, nice day for a walk, boys, ain't it? Wahoo! And then, like,
No, he
drove
didn't.
away.
No,
he
he
really
didn't.
did. And the wahoo, like, I don't know if that's exact. Like, he made some kind of audible, like, wee, woo.
Right.
He, or he drove away while saying something, so it sounded like he, like, trailed off. But it was just like, me and my friend were like, what the fuck just happened? Like, that was so weird.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like 4 a.m. Like, what are you doing? Like, we're going to get donuts. What are you doing driving around talking to, like, adolescents, like, at 4 a.m.?
Right.
Like, that's weird. That's weird.
Like, if I was 5 years younger, I would lure those kids back to my house and lock them in my basement. They don't know how lucky they are. But a nice day for a walk, nonetheless. Whoa!
It was so weird, Nate. It was so weird. Anywho, Nate, what have you been watching lately?
Oh, lately, I was glued to the American Gladiators story on Netflix. It's only 5 episodes long. They're about 40 minutes an episode, but just opening up my mind to what American Gladiators was. You know, did you ever watch that show, Nate?
Man, you were young too. We were both young.
Right.
Like, yes, but I just don't remember. I remember Purple Rocks. There was maybe some hitting each other before that.
Yeah, with the pugil sticks.
Yeah, laser and ice. That's all I remember. I just remember that mountain at the end, right? That's the thing. I'm not making this up. Or am I thinking of the Nickelodeon show?
You might be thinking of Guts. Yeah, Guts.
Shit.
Do you have it?
I think I
Mountain.
did. Oh shit. Okay. Well, I do think I watched it, but I have. Yeah, I must have been young enough, Nate. I truly don't recall.
Right, that it's blurring in. Well,
Yeah.
I watched it quite a bit, and then I also watched reruns because that's freaking awesome. I think that's more of what I watched was like reruns, like TBS. When I was like 11 at 1 a.m, TBS would be like, hey, you know what you want to watch? Some Gladiators. And I'm like,
Oh, nice.
fuck yeah, I do. So that was when I started watching it.
What happened to those days? Because now it's like if you stay up past like 1 a.m., like you're getting sold the most bizarre like vacuum cleaners that like hang on your refrigerator. Like it's just
I
QVC and like weight loss programs. Like you are up between 1 a.m. and like 5. You are not getting any good television.
Right. What happened to these broadcast companies? Like, hey, let's just throw out some filler, you know, like Nick at Night. And then it would just be I Love Lucy until fucking 4 a.m.
That's and that's what sucks is like the Gen X kids aren't going to get our experience because like when we stayed up late, we got the previous generation shows, you know,
Right.
like you just described. But like they stay up late and they're just getting like QVC, so like they just won't know like what, you know, our retro television was
Right.
like.
Or they're just streaming The fucking Office for the 20th time in a row.
Are you an Office person? I always forget.
I
Yes, you
love
are.
The
You
Office.
are.
Yeah. I mean, if it was still on Netflix, I'm thinking about getting a VPN just so I can stream it from the UK.
Why do you want to watch it in the UK?
Because it's not on in the United States. So if you get a VPN, you can set your thing up so it's saying like that you're in the UK. So then you get access to different shows on Netflix.
So you want to see the UK version of the Office? Is that what you're saying?
No, I want to see the English version.
Is
but
it
it's
not? It's not here?
Correct. Yeah.
No.
They
What
took it
are
off
the
Netflix.
services? Well, it's
It was
that's
on-
probably because it's on like fucking HBO. I don't know. It's on something.
Oh, well, now I got to check because I'm just on the fence of getting a VPN, but then that's more technology that obviously I can't fucking handle, Nate.
Isn't like The Office kind of like Friends level, right? Where like people were just
Mhm.
paying crazy amounts of money. I feel like Office is the same thing. It's like a show that you put on your network because they're just going to keep watching it over and over again. So you have
Right.
like a constant subscriber. So someone has to have it. I'll be looking that up later. For you.
All right, it's out there somewhere. in
I'll
the
give you
ether.
one of my logins, except Netflix because now they charge like per extra people.
I know, which is outrageous, but we're covered on Netflix and we're covered on Hulu, and I pay the extra for Showtime just to watch Yellow Jackets. Because I love that show.
You always surprise me with what you're frugal with and what you're not. And like Showtime is definitely one of the ones I'm surprised about.
Totally worth it for the one fucking show that I watch on Showtime. I'd spend it again.
Oh, so going back to Gladiators, it's not just like, oh, this is a look at Gladiator. It's like kind of dark, right? Like isn't there like
Yes.
about like drug use and or like other shit? Or am I just making this up?
So there's a lot that goes into it where I think the big portion of the show is watch the contract that you fucking sign because they will fuck you over. It's like the Goldwyn Company or something like that.
Yeah.
And they signed the original contract when the show was still a pilot. And apparently that was the only contract you were allowed to have. And there was no room for renegotiations.
So did like later contestants or like had better offers than or
Nope,
no? Like
they had to
everybody
sign
just
the same contract. Yeah.
Oh.
And then so a lot of them were just happy to be on a show. But then these motherfuckers are making action figures and breaking in all these different
And you got
profits,
nothing.
merchandising. They got nothing from
not
it.
a penny. How
And,
sad
like,
would that be?
Oh, yeah. And they were putting their bodies through the ringer. And then there was another clause in the contract where if you got hurt, Goldwyn Company was not liable. And they just basically put you in a wheelbarrow and shoved you outside. like-
what?
Yeah. One of the Gladiator girls completely blew her knee out. And then she was like,
They were
they
just like,
wouldn't
good
help
luck with
me.
that.
Yes. They said, bye, Felicia. And
like
then
they didn't. Do they get like health care or anything?
No,
or?
nothing.
Oh
Nothing.
my god.
Yes. That's why it was crazy.
That's Squid Games level, Nate. Like
Yes.
basically.
Goldwyn Company looked so awful in this documentary.
Do they still operate? Do we know?
I don't
Probably
know
not.
because I'd never remember hearing it before, but once you see their logo that they play, you'll be like, oh, I have seen that before, like in movies or other crap, like they did
Gold
Mystic
Mystic,
Company. I
was
think
there?
that's what it is. Yeah,
I'm gonna try looking at it.
they did Mystic Pizza, like that was their selling point. They're like, we did Mystic Pizza, like get the fuck out of here. With Julia Roberts, it was Mystic Pizza. Like, how many times are you gonna fucking say it in this documentary? I get it, you did fucking Mystic Pizza with Julia Roberts. Like, you don't have to keep rubbing it in my face. What else have you fucking done?
Because they
Besides-
cut out everything else they said to focus
You're-
on how horrible they were.
Right. Like, oh, we'll give him Mystic Pizza. But yeah, that was his thing. That he was like, my dad never renegotiated, and neither do I. Be like, and it showed a picture of his dad, and it was like black and white from the 20s. And like, yeah, of course this man is never going to negotiate with anybody. He's probably
dead.
killed people. Yeah.
He's long gone.
Oh, it was rough. And then probably one of the other highlights from the episode was they talked about, obviously, the steroid use, which was a hot topic back in the early or late 80s, early 90s, going on into the mid 90s. And they were like, you know what, guys, we're going to start testing for steroids because our sponsors do not want our gladiators on steroids. And then it flashes over to a picture of the gladiators, and every single one of these motherfuckers has got to be on steroids.
No fucking way, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
No way they're not.
completely ripped, you know? And coming from a guy who's on TRT, like, they're on a lot of steroids. And then, so the funny thing was, though, they're like, okay, we're going to drug test you, so be ready. And then they come in, and they're like, all right, you guys ready to be drug tested? And then everyone's like, oh, shit, I don't think I'm going to pass. I don't think I'm going to pass. And they're like, okay, 6 days from now, we're going to drug test you. So be ready. Like they just had to say it, you know, like it's fucking outrageous.
I'm looking at all of like their credits. So they mostly did movies, not TV series. And it's a lot of really old shit, but then some random stuff like Mystic Pizza, but also like Lolita or Wild at Heart. I don't know that one. I don't. But then like this is weird. Like there was a show called Nikita, or is it a movie?
It sounds familiar.
Oh, it looks like a movie. Well, all right. So hear me out, Nate. My dad used to obsess over. My dad owned like a Jessica Simpson VHS that was just like about her life story, and he watched it a lot, and that was weird.
That is kind of weird.
But anyway, he watched a lot of like shows that like I think like why would he watch this? I'm like I think he just like watching a hot chick on TV.
Right.
So Nikita was this like female femme fatale spy.
Yeah, I remember that. Who starred in that? Do you remember?
All right. Well, there's a movie and a TV series. So the movie.
Who was the TV series?
It says the director. I'm trying to find the actress's name. Stars Anne Paralod.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I don't know that.
I don't remember this movie, but I did remember the TV show and my dad being very into it. That's what I remember.
It was like on TNT or something, wasn't it? Nikita. It was like after wrestling.
It was late. It was like
after
a late
WWF. Or now WWE.
It was like, that's my childhood. Is my dad watched Highlander, Nikita, and then there was another one where it was like a hot chick agent.
Xena. Warrior Princess.
No. It was like she had like red hair. I vividly remember this. Like
hold
on.
I like red hair.
I'm sold already.
Typing that into Google was not helpful at all.
Red-haired broad TV show.
It wasn't Felicity, but it was something kind of like, what's this bitch? It looks like this bitch.
Is it?
No.
Oh.
Alias.
Alias.
He was also really an alias. So like Nikita, Alias, like my dad just went through like a female secret agent TV watching spree. And that's my
something about
childhood.
strong women, Nate. Something about strong women. You know?
Yeah, it explains a lot. Nate, so as far as me watching stuff, I thought it was kind of wild that like nobody talked about The Witcher season 3 coming out. Like it just like literally on the day of, I'm like, oh, Witcher's out? Like I just saw like one like maybe tweet about it or Instagram post. And then I went, I'm like, oh yeah. Now it's the first half of season 3, Nate. So it's the first 5 episodes.
Right.
And I would say it's very much like set up for the next 5 episodes.
Did you finish it?
I watched in one night. I watched all 5 episodes.
Okay.
It's a lot of, like I said, it's a lot of setup. I think a lot of people are going to like it. And then, oh, Nate, you would hate this too. So the 5 episodes do build up to like a reveal. That is for sure. And Nate, it is so fucking obvious. Like I'm not the type, Nate. Like sometimes you're like, oh, Nate, you're the smart one. Like or whatever. Like not really. Like in movies, like I usually don't see like where they're going, where we talked about you, right? Will literally start quoting me the lines of the movie, and they would like do a thing or say a thing, and I'm like, it's clearly this person. Like this is gosh, if I'm getting this, like this is really not like.
Is it too obvious?
Yeah. And what's hilarious is since the last episode is like meant to like, you do kind of like, all right, can I just like tell you a little bit?
Yeah, just tell me.
All I'll tell you is season 5 is a big party. And you keep like reliving the party again from different perspectives, which sounds cool.
Like Groundhog Day.
Yeah. And you just keep getting a little bit more info each time. And then there's a reveal. But it's like literally going to the episode. I'm like, we clearly know. And then like the information just like there's not a point where you're like, oh, fuck. In my opinion, it was just kind of yup.
They're just reaffirming.
This makes more sense. Yeah. So I'd be very curious, Nate, if you do watch season 3 of The Witcher to let me, or the first part, let me know what you think.
Oh yeah, I'll blast it right away. I'll message you as soon as I'm watching and be like, this is fucking stupid.
Yeah, you're gonna hate it.
Like this is an original idea.
Oh, you're gonna hate it though. I know it. I just know it because you're so good at picking up at this stuff. I just really feel like you're gonna have like figured this show out like episode 2 and it'd be like, why am I here?
Right.
So we'll see.
Like fast forward.
We'll see. All right, Nate. Today I think we won't go another like 30 minutes of banter like we did last time, and we can jump right in to Daft Monks season 3. I feel like we need like a subtitle or like a tagline, like if season 2 is like The Dark Sun or something, like,
right?
This is to be decided, I guess. But
Yes, to be, because I had something written. What do we have written in Notion? It was like the boy.
oh yeah,
So Daft Monks, season 3,
Yeah.
The Beacon, The Boy, and The Ballad.
yes. We do this thing where you come up with something and it's almost good, but I don't fully like it, and then I rewrite what you said, but in a way that I like, and then I'm like, I love it. And I think that's what happened. I think you pitched something similar, but I was like, that's great, but what if we do this? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
That's why we're a team.
That's why.
It was all Nate's idea, everybody.
All right. So yeah, let's dive in. Still don't have intro music to Daft Punk season 3, The Beacon, The Boy, and The Ballad.
Yeah.
Daft Monks, hey, Phantom in the machine, hey, disconnect your screen, yeah, we trapped in the regime, we don't recognize the world, this reality's a dream, they've been watching from the citadel, so we can never leave, no, Daft Monks in another paradigm, cybernetic state of mind, another state of mind, rocking with them Daft Monks, let's take a deep dive, taking over circus is the code we gotta live by, yeah, we the Daft Monks, hey, living as an avatar, healing up my battle scars. Corruption left the planet dark. So we plugged in like we had to charge.
All right, Nate, would you like to recap what happened last episode?
Last time.
No.
Oh.
We're not doing that anymore.
Oh, my bad.
You should always do it as Dante now.
Last time I was murdered. Where's Rachel? Last time on Daft Monks season 3, episode 1, we were introduced to our characters. Ash, the kind of me guy. He's miserable. I'm sorry.
The blue-collar, unhappy worker, disillusioned from his life and on the verge of taking his own whatever.
Yes. And then we are also introduced to Roy, the homicidal driver.
the try-hard, corporate, Kool-Aid drinking, aspirational, hard-working, white-collar person.
He killed Dante, everybody. Like, I don't know if you guys realized that in the last episode.
And he
but
didn't even blink an eye. He does not
No.
even know that anyone died. Not Dante or anybody on that street. He doesn't know that a bus is on fire. That he does not know.
He doesn't know that
anything.
he ruined Ash's day single-handedly.
Oh, but he's about to find out, I think.
Oh, yeah. He even had the audacity to not even read the instant message that Dante sent him.
Hi, this is Dante. This is my fourth time trying to get a hold of you. I'm going to try a new number if you don't pick up.
Old like carrier pigeon comes in like, this is my last chance. I am Dante.
And so realistically, all that really happened is we did our little introduction. We know about our characters. We know kind of what their shtick is. And then you drove the car to your place of work at the Beacon Group, and you just so happened to check in the trunk. And I think that's where we're going to pick up today.
And I guess for what it's worth, that we said that one of those Dante messages did play on someone's holowatch over the air. So maybe we'll follow up with that, or maybe it'll be another red herring. Maybe
not.
Dante never amounts to anything this whole show, but we always try to make it seem like he's going to.
Like, there's a terrorist attack. Is it Dante? No, we haven't heard from that guy in a long time. Like, oh shit.
All right, so picking up today, we'll start with Roy when he collided with the only vehicle parked in this entire empty basement level parking garage while trying to parallel park for no reason. There's no need to parallel park. You could have just literally pulled in, but he accidentally hit the lateral button, which then shifted the car laterally into the only other vehicle in there. And that is when the alarm went off and the trunk popped open. And when he went to inspect the trunk, which this was the first time he realized found vehicles had back storage in the back of the vehicle, he saw what could only be described as a boy. And Nate, could you describe or go into more detail as to what this quote-unquote boy looks like?
So as of right now in the trunk, the boy is bound in some kind of fancy electronic device where Roy cannot see his hands. They are encased in some kind of metal thing, which is also latched to another kind of metal contraption that is wrapped around his ankles and feet. and he is looking up at you, and he also has a weird film of skin going across his mouth. He's like, as he's looking at you.
Chip, is that you?
And you know that it's just like a biofilm. It's supposed to mimic flesh or be like a Band-Aid that someone just threw over his face just to keep him from talking.
Roy looks down, shocked to see what looks like a child, and he's like, not again.
No, just kidding.
This must be the work of Dante.
He immediately looks down and then looks up at like the gate to see if that guy's paying attention, and it's not. Even from this distance, you can kind of see the guy's back to. He doesn't get a lot of traffic, so he's already like watching a movie on
his feet are up and his lens is on, and he's just like, it almost looks like he could be masturbating in that booth. Like, he don't give a fuck.
And he like looks down at the kid and he's like, did I take the right vehicle or what? And you're like, and so he is like, right. Yeah. And he like peels, he doesn't take it all the way off. He just like half peels off the skin film. And he's like, excuse me, child, what are you doing in the trunk of my vehicle?
The child takes a deep breath, and just in that moment, the lid of the trunk closes down, and two very well-armored security guards are now staring at you. We'll take it from here, Roy, number 15672.
Oh my God, you know my name? You guys hear a lot about my work up there? Down in security?
We knew you were going to be delivering this package. You shouldn't have opened the trunk, but obviously you weren't disclosed with that information. We will take it from here, Roy.
All right, yeah, well, the keys are all yours, I say. I mean, not keys because it's, attached to my employee ID. You can't have that. I really need that to get in. By the way, how do I get up to the main level?
As you look, he lifts up his sunglasses, and he has like one of his eyes is like biomechanical, and you see it go like zooming in on you and shit. And he's like, he's clean.
Clean. Yeah, no, I showered today. I have a very strict regimen, like skincare. And what are we talking about?
That's all for now, Roy, number blah, 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 blah. I need to write down whatever your fucking number is.
No. Guys, we're going to make up a new number every time. We're not going to fucking...
That's all for now, Roy, number 56721. Please go about your business and then he checks his holo watch, and you can see it rotating with his eye. So most people have a holo watch that actually shows a little hologram that sticks up, but it looks like this one's linked kind of just straight to his eyeball for some reason. Don't you have something to do in Synergy? You're a manager of Synergy? And he looks over at his partner. He's like, what the fuck even is that? Like, what?
Yes, you're right. I'm way too busy as a Synergy supervisor. This has been an absolute pleasure. I will be sure to tell the big guys upstairs that you guys do great work. I didn't get your name, Mechanical Eye Man?
Not important.
Not important. Very unique. Okay. And he's starting to feel very he doesn't always pick things up right away, but he's definitely in the vibes that they're shut the fuck up.
Mm.
And they're already kind of just taking the child and walking away. So he's just backing away. And he's like, all right, yeah. And he goes to talk to the kind of gate guard, since they really never answered his question about how he leaves this facility and gets to the actual main levels of the office, which are definitely much higher up. And I think let's kick it over to Ash.
Ash is now currently late for work by approximately 10 minutes due to the bus accident. And he is almost inside when he gets a call on his lens operating system. It's his boss.
Hey, Ash. Nice you to show up today. No, don't even bother explaining. I just need you to head over to this address pronto. We have a pretty urgent situation over at the Beacon Group.
The Beacon Group? Do I have to go there by myself? Because the place, it creeps me the fuck out.
No, I hired 3 more people to help you with your job.
You did?
No, you're not fucking... Yes, you have to go there by yourself.
Oh, shit.
And you were supposed to be there 20 minutes ago, so if you want to just, maybe speed that the fuck up, that'd be great.
All right, I'm happy to do it, sir. I'll be right there, I promise.
Yeah, cool, great.
Hangs up. Ash is like, fucking cocksucker. And then he double checks his visor, his lens, and he's like, okay, it was off. Yeah. All right, I gotta hustle double time. Let me check the garage and see if my work truck is available. It was down for no AC, and I need AC, otherwise Ash can't work. And I climbed down to the mechanic shop. It's still broke. And it actually just has a little tag on it, says do not operate. Nobody's has even been working on this fucking thing. I'm like, yeah, story of my fucking life. So I grab my tools out of the truck, and then I start just walking to Beacon Group, another fucking 6 blocks away from our station. I really feel like they should put more stations in town closer to these buildings. Like, there's not enough of us working on all this fucking infrastructure shit, you know? And then nobody gives me the time of day. And then I trip and fall and my tools go all over the place.
They're like the clangs. You're just like,
Yeah.
that shit up.
I'm like, fuck! This fucking sidewalk company can't even make a straight sidewalk, you know? Like, what are we doing here? This city fucking sucks. If I could move anywhere else, I would. And then I begrudgingly pick it up, and I make my way into the front lobby of the Beacon Group because it seems that I forgot my access pass in my work truck to actually gain workers' access, and I wasn't going to walk all the way back there. So I walk up to the lobby. Hello, madam, or sir, or robot AI. It is I, Ash. I work for the power company. Is there any way that you can just give me access to downstairs? Because you guys are having an issue. I'm here to fix your issue. Let's not make this harder than it needs to be.
Yeah, hey man, real person here. We are way too low level for any kind of holographic people. Yeah, I got you, man. I hate it here. Yeah, normally I'm supposed to check IDs, but I heard the issue downstairs is pretty urgent, so I know you're supposed to be here, I think, a little while ago, to be totally honest. So, yeah, just head down. The elevator's over there on the left. Yeah, you're gonna need some credentials. Here, just writes down a number. Just enter these, but just, don't, put anything else in the system. This is actually, an override code for the elevator. You usually have to scan your credentials, but...
Oh, perfect. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for looking out. It's just...
go straight to that level.
Yeah, let me just tell you about my day, though,
Oh, that's not necessary.
No, yeah, there was this crazy guy, and he drove right into my bus. You're not going to believe it. It caught on fire, and then everybody got a message, and it was just really weird, That's how my day's starting. How's your day going, by the way?
Oh, you're still taking the bus?
Oh, well, nice talking to you then. All right, elevators this way.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Tear rolls down his cheek.
Somehow, Nate, or not Nate, just called your character. Somehow Ash is always the poorest person. I just want to decide that, literally no matter how, clearly this guy works on, the lowest level of, whatever, this facility. And he's still a higher class.
Oh yeah, I want to say with the shift in society, actually, inside business jobs just fucking went through the roof, and then your blue collar workers are like, do we really need them? They should just be happy they're not automated.
Yeah, like most inside jobs are super common, so it's by no means is you working for a corp a big deal. But if you don't, one of the few people who don't work at a corp, and you're not and you're in a field that wasn't already automated, you literally are not. So that guy was definitely also a blue collar worker, but he did
Not see himself and you on the same level. So
Right,
you're trying
he's
to be nice, but that niceness came to a
Oh yeah, I love it. All right, I work my way to the elevator, enter in the access code, start going downstairs.
So you enter and it's
Credentials accepted. Your level will be queued after.
and it immediately goes up the opposite direction. And I imagine this elevator takes priorities. And so somebody with higher credentials than you needs to go
shoots
down.
up, yeah.
So you are going up to get somebody before you go down.
And it lets you know your queue in terms of when it will let you off the elevator. It's
You're in spot number 7.
Fucking 7. This is outrageous. I guess I can wait as long as I don't got to get
Your
into
queue,
that.
spot number 8.
It went up. The elevator went up and the queue went up. This is fucking bullshit.
it just cuts out and
One more thing. I want to be well, as long as I don't got to stand in that fucking thing in the elevator, I'll be okay. And then the little AI comes on. It's
VIP entering elevator. Please stand in isolation chamber.
I'm like, motherfucker. So I stand in the far corner of the isolation of the elevator, and a shade starts pulling around me. That way, the VIP coming in the elevator doesn't have to look at me.
I imagine when you were sitting, that side of the bench went down so that you were sitting on, so you had to stand up. And then on the non-on isolation side, a bench went up and then a curtain around it, around you.
Motherfucker, every time. I hate sitting in this thing. It's embarrassing. And then after I get in, the curtain starts closing, and then 2 bottles of Febreze come down, and it's puff, puff. I'm I don't fucking stink, man. But now I'm muffled, so I can yell all I want. They can't hear me.
All right, so we switch over to Roy, who did eventually get assistance and find his way into the office. and he is taking kind of like he's taking like an elevator that's made for more like common people, like commuting up and down to their access level. So he gets up there and immediately starts saying hi to everybody, like, Donna, how's your day going?
Hey, Roy, number 56712.
Oh, Donna 364851. There's no one like you, especially this early in the morning. I love working here early, and I know you do too.
She just looks at you like she's like in the middle of chewing something. And it's like, and it goes back to her work.
One day you're gonna say something. I know it, man. I just love coming in early. Look. Like, I mean, getting here before all the snacks are loaded. All the snacks are just like brown sticks. Imagine like string cheese, but if it was brown and it wasn't cheese, that's it. That's the only option,
right?
Like, you know how like cool offices, like my home in New York City has like sodas and like all kinds of free shit you can just go and grab, and this just has like brown nutrition sticks.
Right. It's enough to like fill you up, but it also has some kind of drug in it that gives you energy and focus.
Yeah.
And people are just chowing down on these fucking things.
Yeah. Coffee became too inefficient, so they just literally like, you can just keep grabbing these sticks. Like,
yeah.
So he's like, and I love these, and I like getting the pick before everybody else gets there. They're all the same stick, but Roy thinks that he like gets to like pick the best ones. Yeah. And he heads on over to what looks just like a call center floor, which is nothing wrong with that if you work in a call center, but it's just like a giant room of just cube after cube after cube after cube, but low. Like, you can see over the cubes. They're just low enough that like when you sit down, it has like a workstation. And he just like walks. He's like way, way, way in the back, and takes him forever to get there. And he's still in early because he always gets up super early. That's why he was selected actually for this mission, is because they knew he'd come in before the rest of the people would be there. And so he's just saying hi, he's greeting everybody, and then he kind of just like stops dead in his fucking tracks. Like, he sees something, and it just like, Roy doesn't get riled very easily. Like, he always stays positive if he knows what the fuck's going on. But he sees over at the water cooler basically the equivalent of like what is his nemesis. It's a guy named Greg, and he has been Employee of the Month every fucking month, like as long as fucking Roy can remember. And he slowly walks over. Like, once he makes eye contact, he knows he has to like interact. And he's like, right, Greg, I see you came in earlier than usual today.
I imagine Greg like chewing gum and then like with his mouth open to people to like show dominance. Yeah, in the workplace, like.
Oh, hey, Roy, number 56712. How's it going?
Good, Greg.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, I don't know your number. It's not listed publicly. I've looked many times to try to see it.
Yeah, come to find out, just got that new promotion. So comes with VIP access and secure blocking of employee privilege.
Yeah, that was the promotion I was going for. Well earned, Greg. Well earned, my friend. Well, I gotta go. Been super busy today, just hitting the grind and, just making money,
Oh, yeah, sure. I got to get going too, Roy, 56712. My office isn't even on this floor. I come back down here, to get a feel of my roots, see where I came from, that kind of stuff. Looking at your face, I see I was in your shoes once before. I'm glad I'm where I'm at now.
Roy was like holding a pen and just like snaps it with his thumb. Like,
you got a little ink on your pants there, Roy, 56712.
No, that was oil from Nevermind.
Oh, yeah. I heard you had to drive a Earth-based vehicle. What was that like?
Pretty wild, actually.
I got to go, Roy, 56712. So thanks. My office is upstairs. Go ahead and message me on your Holo Watch whenever, you need to. I got a spam filter that's pretty heavy, though, so you might not get through. So, yeah, got to go.
I want to imagine, like, as the elevator opens, it's like,
Cue number 8.
Well, fuck me, and then it like cuts out.
So Roy gets to a space, and he has this like those like Zen garden sand
the little
things?
rock garden,
like kind of like the real ones, but they sell them for like $30 at gift shops to put on your desk. He has one of those, and he's like, every day he starts like every day as a process, and he goes through and he like makes a new like kind of like shape. I don't know, maybe some kind of like kanji that he thinks means something that it doesn't. And he's just like, today I'm going to be intentional. I'm going to not be jealous of my peers for opportunities they've had, and I'm going to find my own opportunities. Closes his eyes and he opens it back up, and he like puts his like fingerprint and it like scans his face and opens up his list of tasks. And per usual, something he's never really wanted admitted, but he doesn't really know what he does. Roy, like, again, synergy supervisor, he's been trying to figure out for years. Like, he even subtly, like, sometimes when he's like, so Donna, yeah, what's your role like? And he'll like try to be Scrooge. He's like, yeah, how did that work with the previous synergy supervisor? And like, he's like trying to find out what the fuck he does, but he just cannot figure it out. And anyway, just like right now, he has like a list of like mundane tasks, like renaming files, like not opening them. He just has to rename them. And then he has to like manually, you know how like you can like sort orders on most computers? He's like manually putting things in an order, even though there's a sort button. He just has like the most mundane stuff, and he doesn't get it, but he knows if he just tries hard enough, it'll amount to something one day.
Right now, another employee walks up to your cubicle, little short fellow. Hey, Roy 56712. How's it going? This is. I know we never talk or anything, but I need you to do a big favor for me.
Oh yeah, what is it? And he looks at his name tag, and it's a really long name tab, and it's like Jeremy 22163.
So it's Donna's birthday today. You know, as you may know, it went out in the company email.
Curmudgeon. We're gonna cheer her up, aren't we?
Oh yeah, about that. We're all gonna do cake and ice cream, but there's only so much to go around. Do you think you could not come to the break room at about 10 o'clock? Like, just don't go in there. It'd be better for everybody, I think.
A little like tear goes down his face, and he's like, of course, Jeremy 21316. I'm a team player, and I would want somebody to do the same for me, even though nobody got me cake or ice cream for my birthday.
Oh, thanks. That'd be awesome. And it's really weird that you got a tear running down your face. Like, those energy sticks they give us have like a antihistamine in them, and it keeps your allergies from going up. So you might want to eat some more sticks. Well, you have a good day there, Roy 56712. Okay.
Thanks, Jared. And he's already like walked away.
Yeah, he's gone.
And he just kind of like looks back at his computer, and it went to sleep immediately. They've actually intentionally put like really rapid like sleep timers on his computer, so he has to always like wake it up intentionally just to keep him busy. It's very unclear. But in like, so with his monitor off for a sec, he sees his face, and he's just like, is this what happiness looks like? And he's about to be like, nah, I don't think so. And then like over the intercom, they're like,
Roy number 5231311468, come to the prioritization dashboard for your next assignment.
And he's like, oof, thank God. I was getting down in the dumps there for a sec, but this is going to be a better day. I'm going to turn this around. I'm going to own the day. Seize the day. Carpe Diaz, as they say.
Attention, also going, you will be deducted 1 credit for letting your computer go to sleep mode. Thank you.
Fuck. He like grabs his like, he like dumps out the sand of his like Zen garden and like puts it on the like, I don't know. I don't think it's like a mouse anymore. I imagine it's something different, but he just like leans it up against something so that it's like the mouse or the cursor's just dragging like in a circle. And he's like, oh, I'll clean that up later with like the dust on the ground. And he runs off. And I'd say maybe we go back to Ash.
Here I am. I'm talking to myself, sitting in this elevator. There have been approximately 12 priority stops ahead of mine. I overheard one person say, oops, wrong floor. And then they got another priority ahead of me to get back on the elevator. And then they got off and said, oh no, I was right the first time. And went back down. I'm losing my fucking mind.
He's
in
holding,
here.
you know, there's like an emergency button in elevators. There is like a button like similar to that. So it has like an intercom, like it's talking to somebody. He doesn't know who, but it's like Captain's log. Like he's like as if he's been trapped there for 10 years and he's just like recording his history.
Inside of the shade is actually like, it's like screens, and it's been the same Beacon Group commercial the entire time. And then he starts saying it verbatim. Like, oh,
Beacon Group, we fucking live to please, and your children will be happier with Beacon Group.
And he's like zoning out, like, fuck.
I want to say it stops again, or finally now, like, you actually are descending again. for a while you just kind of kept going up, and like you're going back to descending, and a guy walks in, and he's just like, "Where the fuck is that power guy? Like they were supposed to be here hours ago."
I'm in here. I'm in here, but I don't know if the sound barrier can actually hear.
Yeah, it sounds muffled. And my guy's on his like hollow watch because you get service in elevators in the future.
Yes.
And he's on his hollow watch, and he's like, "Oh, hey, sorry, no, I don't know. There's some like weird noise, and there's like a ventilation problem in this elevator. But yeah, that guy was supposed to be here fucking hours ago, and we have a situation 0 on our hands. If he doesn't get down there soon, the whole experiment's gonna be lost."
I would just start banging my head against the screen like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, maybe when he's done, he can check out this elevator because something is not sounding right in here. And it immediately hit the ding. He was only going up like a floor or 2, and he gets out.
Queue at 0. Now arriving at your destination.
And it starts like descending very rapidly.
Ash doesn't trust it. He feels like he's been lied to before, and somebody else is going to get on this fucking elevator.
The curtain starts to like unravel, like collapses, and like you have like the full access to the elevator again.
All right. So far, so good. I just got to wait for that door to open. All right. Just waiting.
3, 2, 1. You've arrived at your destination.
Oh,
Thank
my
you
God.
for riding Meeting Group Public Transportation.
Yes, Beacon Group. Thank you. Thank you, AI. Thank you. Don't put the Febreze away.
It's like crazy as you go out. You're like trying to slap it out of its hand.
Fucking
Right,
bullshit.
like-
Somebody does need to
And-
fix that, and it's not me.
And as soon as you exit out, you're definitely in this like lower, like very like kind of like a lot of equipment, a lot of hardware. Very kind of reminds me of like a server room, but there's also like still kind of cables. I still imagine like there's definitely a need for cable. Like not everything's wireless, you know?
Right.
There's still servers, there's still cables. They just hold more shit in it, you know.
Yeah.
But anywho, there's a bunch of people arguing like, I don't know when the fuck he's gonna be here. He's supposed to be here forever ago, and then they hear like the elevator door open, and like literally like 8 guys in like suits look at you, and they just stare.
Hey, I'm Ash. I'm here to fix your power.
Oh my god, thank god. All right guys, we're good to go. Go up and talk to the VP of the cryogenic optimization and information storage compartmentalization. So a couple guys head over, and he's like, all right, glad you're here. We have a serious situation on our hands. Where is the rest of your group?
This is it. There was a problem with the bus earlier. That's why I'm late. But yeah, you're looking at it. I'm a one-man show. We're short on staff. A lot of people have been quitting. And then there was that thing where 12 dudes won the lottery. I wasn't in it because I couldn't afford to give up my share. So yeah, that's me. I'm Ash. Just point me where you need me, I guess.
Whatever. Okay, man, we need to get you on this fast. We're having a major failure on multiple levels of all of our like power failure. I don't know. The light's on. The light's never on, man. It's blinking. It never blinks. I need you to look at this shit. And I need this like figure out yesterday, man.
Okay, I'm on it. Where's the hub room? It's been a while since I've been in the Beacon group.
Where's the hub room?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Pan's Labyrinth. So go ahead and take a right over here and a left. And then you're going to go about like 8 servers down, another left, a right, another right. You're going to stop at server 616. And then it's actually you like climb up the ladder above that. There are some overhanging equipment. And I think that's where the first light came on. And then actually see the rest of the lights. And you see blinking across this whole like fucking like server room. And he's like, but that was, we think it started there. So if you could take a look there. And there's some lights out over there. So probably give that a check.
Oh, okay. And then I start walking the first direction that he pointed to, and then like every so often I look back to see if he's still looking at me like, yeah, am I still going the right way? Okay, yeah, thank you.
And you just hear off in difference like, yeah, I've got somebody on it. We should have this resolved immediately, sir. Yep. Get the subject ready.
Ooh. I make my way over to the server that they were talking about. I do get lost approximately 4 times, but I find it. And it is an easy fix. I'm going to say it's a little toggle switch that somebody bumped into, and I'm going to just be like, flick. And then all the lights stop blinking, and like a white light comes on instead of the red light, and then everything looks back to normal. I'm like, yeah. 4 years of my life I wasted in training for this. Good time.
I want to imagine it in this like universe or whatever at this point in the future, like binary switches are not like a thing, right? Like if you don't scan something or hold something up in front of something or like whatever, and then like they don't know how to operate it, like when power lights don't turn on from a flick of a switch anymore. It's like voice activated. So like they don't know that if that was anything. It just looked like part of the design of the server.
Yeah, could have been a random screw for all they know. They don't know how screws work.
And we're gonna cut up to Roy, and Roy is over at what I imagine again is kind of like a common space, and they're just like big ass like monitors the size of entire walls, and it just has like different like imagine like checking like transit times for like the train, and it has like the different terminals and the different things. And it like Roy like steps on this like circle and it like lights up around him and it's like
Roy, flight number 6, number 788.
And like the board with like all the different like tasks, like kind of like a bunch of tasks drop off and Roy's like comes forward, virtually. And then it's like,
a new assignment has been given to you.
Please enter the lift and enter code. And it just like shows the code. All right, now we're talking. I am going, is that down? Am I going back down? I'm pretty sure I want to go up. And he's like talking to the computer and it's like,
nope, your assignment is on floor
blank, which is a very low number, he knows. And he's just like, God damn it, all right. And in the background you can hear like, happy birthday to you.
As the elevator's closing.
Yeah. And he's like, fuck this. And he just gets in the elevator and he enters the number and it's like,
overwrite accepted. Please enter floor intended.
And he goes to like push the button on the floor and then he remembers the kid. And he just remembers that the kid is about to say something, and then like the flashback of like the like lid being closed, and he's like, "If I can't make my day, or Donna's day, or anyone's day, maybe the best bout of synergy is making this kid's day." And he goes ahead, and we'll say something about Roy. I don't want to say he has like photographic memory or anything like that, but he kind of like he is like good at like if he sees, he does not retaining information he hears, but information he sees, he can kind of remember well.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
And he remembers, even though the guy with the eye like didn't have anything project on his holowatch, the other guy was like writing down information that he was hearing, and on his notepad, he saw something about like Sector 7, a mega floor.
Yeah.
And so he like literally like makes those selections, and it's like
descending. Queue number 2.
And we'll go back over to Roy.
I also want to think like as the elevator's closing, he sees Greg in there like, you get the first slice of cake, Greg, even though it's not his fucking birthday. And then somehow Greg's making eye contact with Roy 56712. As he's taking a bite. Yeah.
Fucking A. Okay.
All right. Back to Ash. Fuck. I'm pretty sure I'm lost. You know what would be great? A fucking map down here. That would be terrific. Or how about a schematic of what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing? And I'm talking to myself again. Okay, keep it together. You know what? I'm just going to trace something out. I'll trace it out. That'll get me back. It has to. So I find like a random colored wire that I think makes sense. This should go back to the elevator. And I'm like, yeah, that should fucking work. Why not? It's the same color. And I just start tracing it back, but it's actually kind of like leading me deeper into the maze.
Yeah.
And then I get to a section where it's like hollowed out and it's just round and open. And there's like a cryogenic tube in the middle with like lab equipment and stuff on the side. And then I look to the left and it's just a straight shot to the elevator. And I'm like, what the fuck? Who designed this fucking shit? Like, you could have told me to go straight from the elevator and then make a right turn, and then that would have been all the directions you fucking needed. Why did I have to come in the backside and go left, right, straight? Forget it.
Off in the distance, you hear a ding, and the doors open, and then like a silence, a pause for a moment, and then you hear like a, hello?
Yeah, I'm over here. Hold that elevator. What's the queue?
It's at 0. Like,
oh,
what?
Thank God. I'm out of here. Everything's fixed. I don't know who you are, but you're probably important. So everything's fixed.
Oh, it's gone. Sorry. I think closed on. Sorry. Hey, sorry. I don't know, where are you? Can you like wave your hands or something? This is a big room.
Oh yeah,
Never down here.
I'm straight over here. Just look straight.
Oh, that's you. I
Yes.
thought there was like a little dot or something.
No, yeah.
Hey, I'll be right there. And he does the like kind of like corporate jog.
No,
of,
you
like,
don't. You don't have to come over here. I was leaving. Oh, okay.
No, it's good. I'm coming.
All right. What? Okay, cool.
Takes a little while, and he's like, "Whew, that was a doozy over there. Hell of a runway, end of a catwalk. If you know what I mean."
Yeah, you jogged. You didn't have to jog over here. I was gonna walk that direction.
No, I didn't want to make you wait, man. I didn't want to make you wait. I mean, you have to wait for that elevator now, but that's neither here nor there. Hey, I'm just looking. Has there been? I know this is a weird request, right? But has there been a small child with some security guards down here?
I don't think so. All I see are a bunch of servers and other kind of equipment that I have no clue what it does, and this big, cold Mr. Freeze chamber behind me.
Who is Mr. Freeze?
I'm assuming that small child in that tube behind me.
And he looks, and yeah, like floating in the tube is the child with his eyes closed, but still seemingly with like the mouth like kind of tape over. And he's like, "Oh shit, like that's perfect. That's Mr. Freeze. That's who I was looking for." Now, what do they call him, Mister? He's so young.
Well, it's another job done by me, Ash. So you're welcome. I'm gonna leave. You have fun with your kid. That's kind of weird that he's in that floaty tube, but
what do you
know
think
what?
this does? You know, like, he doesn't push anything, but he's just looking. He's like, "Why do you think he's in there?"
You know what I think about it? It's none of my fucking business is what I think about it. So I'm going to leave. So you have fun, and I'm going to leave. So bye, Roy. He looks at your name tag.
Okay. Like,
oh, look, I'm sorry I'm being so forward, Roy.
It's fine. I get it. You're having a bad day, and I lean back on the desk. I'm like, "Hey, we've all been there, man, all right? I'm a manager. I'm a supervisor of Synergy. I get these things." And as I lean back, I push a button on like a keyboard, and suddenly all the lights start blinking again that you had like turned off. It's like, oh, that was weird.
Damn it, Roy. And like now like more like red lights come from the ceiling, like coming down.
Danger, purging system.
Roy, do you know what the fuck that means? Purging system?
Well, purge means to expel.
And as soon as you say that, water starts dumping out from the cryo chamber.
Okay, well, that part makes sense. But system, I mean, there's a lot of systems here. There's a social and a kind of like corporate system that I'm trying to get ahead of. And man, I could just not crack that one. Yeah, I think. Oh, the kid just like drops on the ground because all the water fell
as you're
down.
still explaining your job.
He like slams his head and like the glass cracks a little bit. I'm like, oh, do you think he's okay? Should we get somebody?
No, Roy, 56712. He's not okay. He just smashed his head, and there's a little blood trickle coming from it, and he's a small child inside the fucking Beacon Group, and this place gives me the creeps as it is, so now that they have children in tubes, I'm leaving. I'm gone.
I'm sure this is just a new beta for the daycare facility for the human grown, and as he does it, he gets cut off, and like the crack just keeps like getting bigger and like growing up the tube. He's like, "Hey, Ash, I think this thing's about to," and then it just like starts to like shatter, and this kid like falls out, but Roy like at least has the reflexes to like grab him, and as that happens, the like elevator like ding, you hear the elevator open, and like a bunch of security guards come down, like, "What the fuck is going on?" And they look at just you two and like me holding the child, and you just like stand there like, "I don't fucking know," and everybody just kind of is like looking at each other for a sec.
And then over the intercom,
breach of security protocol 772. Now rearranging server room.
And we will call it there.
Sounds good to me, man. And thank you for listening to the Daft Monks podcast. This has been brought to you in part by Funko Guns. Fun with guns? You bet. Here in the future, crime is amongst us, so please carry a weapon. It's your only choice for life. Remember, Funko Guns are fun for fun.
And then it just like cuts to like in the background there is like somebody like just like writing on all these notes, like almost like he has that like police like cork board with like string going to different things, and you see Dante in the center and like strings going out, and this guy's just like staring at it, like just like petting his beard, like pondering, and it just like cuts out.
Yeah, where are you, Dante? I will find you. It's the son of the radio DJ or whatever that got murdered. Where are you?
There's going to be a whole separate thing later on where this vigilante is going to try to find Dante. Next episode, he'll have little pictures of Roy and Ash on his wall. He's like, how do these guys connect?
Maybe that's how we recap the episodes, is like that guy just like trying to piece together every episode. And at one point, we just do a whole episode that has nothing to do with the main storyline, and it's just that guy,
just
like
this guy.
Day.
We can make it very
1920s
noir. Like, it was a night like any other night. I was standing on the street corner when a car struck a van. Little did I know that van held the person that I was looking for. Dante.
It has to be someone super random too, maybe like the bus driver or something. I don't know, I don't know, something else.
Like, my legs were burnt in that fire.
Yeah, it would be a passenger on the bus. Because it has to be somebody who like was in the vicinity. I want to imagine the holograph thing only showed up, like the radio person was in a building nearby, so like only people in that vicinity got it. But
yeah,
cool.
I love it.
Thanks for listening, listeners. It has been episode 2 of Daft Monks, The Beacon, The Boy, and the Ballad. Yes, I did not forget that. We got 2 so far. Will we get to the third part? We don't know. Keep listening, and next week you might find out. In the meantime, go ahead and give us a subscribe in whatever your major podcast app is, and check us out on social media. Nate, there's a new social media channel. Facebook and Instagram just launched something called Threads, the same thing as Twitter, but for Facebook, but for Meta. And we're already on it, Nate. Day 1, we were on it. I posted 1 clip showing that we are hip, and I will never touch that channel again. So go ahead and leave us a message, leave us a comment, and we will probably not respond because I don't think I'll ever open that app.
Check out our Threads. Stupid. Who came up with that fucking name?
All right. It has been a pleasure, and we will talk to you next week.
Thank you, and bye. Congratulations, you've survived another episode of Daft Monks. Did you enjoy the episode? Do you love the show? Do you want to pay for our dental plan? If so, I think it's only fair that you show Nat One some love in return. No, not that kind of love. Please, put it away. Oh, I meant follow us on our social medias and all that good stuff. Simply click the links in the episode description to follow us on our Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, or click support our show to make a monthly contribution to help pay for all the expensive software Nate subscribes to. And don't worry, other Nate will see the money eventually as it grows, but not anytime soon. I promise. Lastly, do you want even more Nat One goodness? Of course you do. Who wouldn't? Then click the prequel podcast link to listen to our experimental first season of podcasting for 50+ more episodes of conspiracy theories, messy one-shot campaigns, and of course, all of your favorite Nat One hijinks. Now, thank you a ton, and we will talk to you next week.